This is Acceptable Vices. Tonight on the show, we're
Anime
talking...
was a fucking mistake.
Yes, it was.
Best mistake ever.
And once more, for the tape, this is Acceptable Vices. Tonight, anime, winter 2018.
Was a mistake.
Was a mistake. Hey everybody, this is Victor Frost, and this is Acceptable Vices. Tonight on the show, we're going to be talking about the anime coming up in the winter 2018 season, and what a panel to talk about it with. Tonight on the show, we've got Aaron. Hey Aaron, welcome back.
Hey Victor, it's nice to be on the show again. Sorry I don't have more time to be on it.
It's cool. Aaron's got a little bit of a time crunch, so we're going to try to keep the show on time.
1 hour on the dot. Let's go.
1 hour. Let's do this. We also got Nathan. Hey, Nathan.
Heyo.
Nathan. You okay there? There was a little bit of a delay.
Yeah, my internet's not the greatest internet.
Oh, wow. There's like a solid, what, second?
Like 5
half
seconds.
Yes, it feels like 5 seconds. And we've got Viga. Hey, Viga.
It's your girl Viga here. What's up?
I thought for sure you were going to open with that Nico Nico Ni thing.
Nico Nico Ni.
Oh my goodness. I've been ending all of my videos with Nico Nico Ni lately because one of my patrons requested it.
Oh,
And
jeez.
that patron is on my good side.
There you go.
He was actually a pro wrestler who used to be an NFL player who used to carry around an Asuka body pillow. He's now a pro
I thought you were
wrestler in NXT, I think, and his finisher is the Nico Nico Ni.
Oh
We
my
were going to talk
god.
about Kenny Omega
Very
or
good.
something. Because Kenny Omega, such a nerd.
Oh, he is. He's like
great.
a top Street Fighter too, like a top Street Fighter player in Japan.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wow.
And of course we have Churba. Hey, Churbs, how you doing?
Hi.
Hi.
All right.
You okay?
Your country is stopping me from sleeping again. You need to sort this shit out, mate. Like, come on.
Believe
you
me.
need to get this shit down to business hours.
We're trying.
There's
God,
plenty of things we're having trouble sorting out right now. Racism, classism, time zones. It's a bit of a juggle.
Time zones.
We got a lot to deal with over here, man. Come
Metric
on. Give us a
system.
break.
I mean, come
Yeah.
on.
Even the Canadians have to deal with our crap too. Believe me, it's not just you.
Oh, hey, Uniterno. How's it going? I see.
Oh,
One of my
hey,
sons
yeah.
in the chat.
Aw. Yep, this is so let's get going. We've got some we got the whole winter 2018 anime season to talk about. So let's get moving. Now, Aaron, you've got a little bit of a jump start on most of us here. What was that show that you said that was released on Netflix Canada but not Netflix US?
Well, I think it might be on US now, but for some reason it launched in Canada and the UK, and I think 1 or 2 other territories before the US. And that's Violet Evergarden, which is the new Kyoani show.
Okay, so based on the description that's on the My Anime list, and for the sake of the audience being able to follow along, I'll go ahead and dump it in the chat there. Based on what the description says, it kind of sounds like a lady version of Vash the Stampede.
No.
Okay, then. Well,
She's very much not. Well, at least she does not cope with trauma the same way that Vash the Stampede does. That's for sure.
Eating donuts and yelling?
Yeah, no, her.
no.
It's more of a standard, like, she's been born in the military, lived in the military her whole life, and that's how she operates. That's what she knows, and it's hard for her to adjust to a world without war.
So she joins the Postal Service?
Yes, because her commanding officer's last wish was for her to run away and be free, and he left her in the care of another officer who had started up a post office business after the war. So he invites her to join his work, basically.
Oh, that's nice.
And it doesn't go quite so well at first, but she eventually finds this little enclave within the post office of these ladies who do work. The ladies are called auto memory dolls, and basically what they are fancy letter writers who take a suggestion of what you want them to write and then write out a letter based on that. So, like, the first episode has a guy who says, my best girl just told me she's going to get married to another guy, and I want to tell her how I feel. And one of these auto memory dolls writes this beautiful love letter expressing what presumably his feelings toward this woman are. And the main character, whose name actually is Violet Evergarden, that is a name, hears this and is stunned, like, how could you know possibly what he meant? I want to know what this work is, and I want to be able to understand how these emotions work.
That sounds a lot like the job of the main protagonist in the movie Her.
Kind of, yeah. Well, she is kind of robotic, because there's also a Full Metal Alchemist component to this. She has these sort of metallic arms because her arms were badly damaged in the war.
Ooh. She's got automail?
Yeah, she's got automail, basically.
Ah.
And she can't write with a pen very easily, but she can operate a typewriter, which is why she thinks doing this work would be good for her.
I will say this, while we're talking about these different shows, I am adding these to my anime list to watch thing. That sounds pretty cool. So what would you say is, since this is the only show, at least that I am aware of, that we have like any experience in collectively as a group, mostly you. What is what's the feel of it?
Very pretty and very somber, but with a hopeful tone.
Ah, okay.
Very pretty, I stress, because this, like, the main push for this show leading up to it was just the quality of the animation and how much work went into the animation. Like, I know I've seen like a small clip posted around the internet a lot that supposedly took months and months and months just to do this one small clip. And it shows.
Well, I mean, KyoAni never does bad animation.
Yeah, but this is like this is
right,
good even for KyoAni.
Right, but Kyoto Animation, the quality of animation they do, and I don't mean quality as in, is it good or not, but in terms of the complexity of the animation, varies wildly. You get everything from Lucky Star and Nichiju all the way up to Clannad, and
Sorry, which was that one again?
What was the second one?
I wasn't gonna say anything.
Well, yeah, because that's my job.
Well, Clannad is the one with that was just
Not that one.
No, the one before.
no. Okay, I haven't fucking watched Clannad. Okay, it's just a very famous name that I recognize.
Yeah, there was another one before that.
My Everyday Life, otherwise pronounced Nichiju, apparently.
Nichiju, right?
Nichiju.
Joe.
Is that how it's pronounced?
Yes.
J-O-U.
I've only ever heard it pronounced Nichiju.
Nichiju.
Okay. Anyways, and then like you get like K-On, which is okay. So, oh my god, they did Full Metal Panic for Mofu.
Definitely, this is one of their more intricate projects. Like everything, this is like a steampunkish Victorian type fantasy setting, and there's lots of little intricate little mechanical bits and details in the street scenes and costumes, and clearly this is a lavish production.
Yeah.
Although
I've seen
I would,
some gifs of it on Tumblr.
The only caveat I have with that is it's almost too well animated. Like, there's some parts where they try to do like kind of standard anime comedy bits, like, whoa, I didn't mean it like that. And it kind of feels like the animation has to struggle against how like well composed it is to do this kind of like silly bit.
Is it kind of like how in Ancient Magus Bride, when they do a comedy bit, everyone just becomes kind of simplified and chibi?
No. They stay pretty much on model.
Ah.
Oh. Okay. All right. So let's see. We can't. The problem is we can't spend too much time on any one thing, otherwise we'll never get through the list.
Thankfully, I haven't seen too many of them, so we won't.
Speaking of Clannad, though, the guy who directed this did.
Vega, you've seen Overlord, right? Should we avoid sequels? Should we avoid like looking at
You know,
sequels?
for time, yes, but I will just say that first season of Overlord, I haven't finished it, but the episodes I watched was actually kind of surprised me because I thought, oh, it's going to be another isekai series. And if you don't know, isekai is like another world. Like, oh, I'm in the game. Woo! But it actually surprised
Fucking
me how
sword art.
fun it was to watch some of it. And basically from the beginning, I was like, all right, time to look at some of this. So, yeah.
Overlord is
And
a
I
very
can't
sweet
talk about.
series
Yeah.
about.
And I can't talk. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah.
Yes, Overlord is a very sweet series about a man who is very underweight. He's practically skin and bones, who does sweet things like he cuddled a woman very tightly as she died.
See, if it was anybody else, Churba, I would have thought, "Oh, that's so nice." But because it's you saying it, I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess that he crushed her.
Spoilers.
This is what happens when you have the same co-host for 5 going on 6 years. I can't talk too much. I cannot talk about the 7 Deadly Sins because
neither can
I
I
really
watched
like
it.
that show. I really like that show, but also I have friends who work on it, so I can't talk about
I can talk about it. It's like, I mean, I'm half joking when I say it's trash. It's not fantastic, but it's well animated, it's decently acted, and it's good enough to put on while you're like kind of half doing something else.
And the
I
pig is the
wouldn't
best
watch it
character.
exclusively. The pig is pretty good.
The pig is the best character. All right,
It looks like a pretty
let's,
good pig.
let's look at Citrus. It's
Now-
got what?
This one I read some of the manga for before it came out like officially, and I was
All right.
like, all right, I'm kind of in the mood for some Yuri. Let's see what's out there. This this one, oh dear. Okay, Kogao like main character. I like that. Kind of getting it with her stepsister. Maybe not.
The only thing I know about Citrus is from my time working in a comic store. All I knew was that it came shrink wrapped and was bought by horrible people.
Ooh, that's
It's-
an indictment.
It's a Yuri anime. It's a Yuri manga and anime. I wish I could be a fan of, but it's not great. I actually dropped the manga, so yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were hoping the anime would improve on the manga from what I heard in the Twitterverse, but
I didn't
I mean,
drop it, but then again,
K-On! Anime improved on the manga tremendously. So
I didn't drop it, but then again, I've dropped like maybe a total of 5 series ever, so I read trash.
it really does. Unitermo says Citrus opening is called Azalea, and that's all they're saying about it.
They should get Iggy Azalea to do the opening.
Oh God. I'm so Yuri. I want you to know.
It'd definitely be something.
Yeah. Let's see here. Death March Kara Hajimaru Isekai Kyoso Kyoku. This looks like it's just, generic fantasy harem.
Oh no, I
Isekai
accidentally tripped in an RPG.
What?
Yeah, I mean, it's the character designs are pretty.
Isekai.
yeah, it looks pretty standard isekai just from the thumbnail. By the way, if people are not familiar with the format that we're going through these, by the way, we're not going to do like a Violet Evergarden for most of these. Most of these,
Right.
none of us have seen the show in question. We're looking at the season chart only and judging based on the cover. This is a thing that the Geek Nights podcast does, and we are following suit because it's a good format.
But oh
Because
Yeah,
why
one of the
mess
other
with what
things
works?
is
But oh my
steal from
God,
the
how can you call
Forgotten
yourselves
Masters.
anime fans? We don't do it.
Anyway, Nathan, you were saying something a minute ago, and we accidentally talked
Yes.
over you because of the delay.
Yep. Sorry.
No worries. I was just saying, yeah, it looks like every generic like light novel based series where it's weird guy ends up in another world, and all of a sudden he's super popular and super cute, and all the girls want to get in his pants, and it's you can tell just by the character designs, really. Like
This is
Like, the
this
guy
is
in the middle even
fantasy
looks
of
like
gamers.
Kirito.
This
Yeah.
is the fantasy of gamers that, oh, my life in the real world is so horrible. If only I could live in the game, then everything would be different. Everything would go my way.
and the
I
only
like
one
to-
of those I've ever liked is Log Horizon.
Log Horizon, I just started that and I love it. Like,
But it's the only one that's ever been good. It's the only one that's ever like, no, it actually kind of sucks to live in a video game.
Ninja Girl's my favorite.
It probably does
Yeah,
suck
she
to
is.
live in a video game.
Akatsuki waifu.
Yeah.
Imagine if
let's
Victor
see.
got sucked into the last game that he played on Victor Plays.
I need to finish
By
By
watching
the
that.
way, by the way, Jeff, if we stumble across any anime that you have happened to have worked on, don't tell me so I can talk about it anyways. Jeff Burns in the chat. Let's see here.
Speaking of games, though, next up,
Oh yes. What is that? Oh, this is so. Was there a
Yet another
Fate
Fate statement.
anime first, or was it a game first?
Game first.
game
Okay.
was a
And it's
porn
an
game
H
first.
game at that. And yet no other
Really?
no other aspect of the anime franchise would lead you to believe that.
Really?
Yes. That's why the game hasn't been brought over, I think, because the licensors want to make it this big, wide appealing franchise. They probably don't think they can
Aaron,
do that with
it's on
an
Manga
H game
Gamers.
as the
You
base
can pick it up
for
on
it.
Manga Gamers.
Yeah. I've never
I'm
gotten
pretty sure you
into
can
the
pick up
Fate
the original
series.
Fate Night on Manga Gamers.
Can you? I thought it was still not out yet. I would have heard like a bigger fanfare if they'd actually brought out the original Fate.
Oh.
Yeah.
This next one, Karakai Jozu no Takagi-san, is a show that appears to be 100% in my wheelhouse. It's a slice of life comedy romance school shonen show. That's for me.
Yeah, I've read the manga. It doesn't have a lot of depth. It's not exactly telling humongous epic stories or anything, but it's fun. It's a bloody good way to pass the time, and it's fucking funny. So
The character designs look really cute. I like how expressive the main guy
they
is.
really
there.
are.
Yeah,
They
the
really
character
are.
designs reminds me of Fumiko's Confession a bit. Especially with that boy, the guy.
Dat boy.
That boy, look out.
Dat boy, so
Look out, it's
cheesy.
Dat boy.
It looks like, oh, for 12 episodes, yeah, this looks like it's going to be a delightful little anime snack, is what it's going to be.
I'll admit that's not really my genre. It takes a lot for a show like this to really grab me, so I probably wouldn't watch it. But for one of these, it looks good.
Yeah. The next one on the list, if the show looks like how the thumbnail looks, with those super cool like silhouetted backgrounds, basically, then I'm going to be all over this show.
It does. This is one that I did
Yes.
watch the first episode of as well. It's gorgeous. This is probably the next best looking show of the season after Violet Evergarden.
Yeah,
Oh,
reading
man.
the synopsis, it sounds like my type of thing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really gorgeous, and it's nicely just chill, kind of, despite the kind of premise. Thankfully, they play it very tastefully and
Oh, that's good.
all
And
from
by-
her perspective.
And by kind of premise, we actually mean a high school student falling in love with, and I presume attempting to date, a 45-year-old divorcee.
Yes,
Yeah.
but they
This is-
they play it more like, well, it's a 17-year-old with a crush on an older guy. That happens.
Oh, okay.
They're not playing it as like, oh, how forbidden.
Yeah, 'cause I'm fucking
At
sick
least
of
I
that.
will
for
say
now.
this.
Yeah, at least for now.
least for
Presumably, it's based on this description. It sounds like she's going to tell him eventually. Then we'll see how the show proceeds.
Yeah,
I will
so
say this.
with caution.
If there is a show that takes a chance on an interesting visual aesthetic, I will give them a chance. I did the same with Gankutsuo, and I was not let down.
That's fair.
Oh, next up we have that meme show.
Oh God, I was
You
so
mean-
looking forward to this. Like,
Show
so
of the
I
season. I'm sorry.
I read like a lot of the manga on Scanlated, and I'm like, man, I love this. It's so memey. I wonder what they're gonna do in
It's
anime
delicious, by the
form.
way.
What'd you
And
say?
I don't
It's been licensed. Yen Press has the license.
Nice.
Oh,
Now I need to buy
Or
it.
Vertical has it.
But like the way they did the first episode, how it was really just kind of the same, pretty much the same half over again, but one half has guy voice actors, the other one has girl voice actors.
Or at least one girl voice actor and one guy trying to do a girl's voice. I couldn't tell.
Yeah. But it went beyond the craziness of the manga, surprisingly.
If you haven't seen it, my best description of it is that Pop Team Epic looks like how a stroke feels.
I think my favorite. I heard Jake from the Anime News Network describe it as troll face JPEG the anime.
Oh god.
It's not wrong.
I hate
It's
I
accurate.
hate the character designs of the two main characters.
But that's the point.
It's
and that's
part of the
the
charm.
problem.
Joke.
Is you can say that's the point for pretty much any criticism you can make of it.
Cause like
You're not wrong.
I've been seeing the comics popping up on my Tumblr dash, and I don't understand why people think this is funny. I really don't, and yet people think it's funny.
I like
And
the
then I
absurdity.
saw that they made an anime. I'm like, oh.
The absurdity. Sometimes you just need a non sequitur.
Sometimes you just need a show like this every season, just to.
And
Like,
I will say there is one really, really well-timed joke about a very popular movie from last year that
Yes.
really got me.
Yeah.
Oh
I've
god, I was
seen
dying.
exactly-
All right,
I've seen
I will
exactly
give it
Still
a
haven't seen that
shot.
movie.
I've seen nothing of this whatsoever. But, you know, the art style kind of turned me off, but I'll give it a go if it's that good.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
This
say
is
good.
It's not
I would say
good.
It's an experience.
Yes,
Well,
it's an
yeah, but I'd
experience.
like
This
to
is the
have
show where the
in
simultaneous
2018,
stand-up.
I'd like to have a stroke from something enjoyable.
That's a Vox quote.
No,
There you go.
end up on-
Hold on. Track marker. There we go.
this is the show's gonna end up on Adult Swim at 4 a.m.
This
when
is
you're stoned out of
exactly
your
what
mind
this show
and you're
seems
just kind of
like.
staring at the TV.
This better be on Adult Swim at one
An
point.
Adult Swim fever dream. That's what this feels like.
I was getting a saddle dub.
So next one is Kokoku, and it looks very serious, and so I want nothing to do with it.
It seems like a cool premise, at least.
Yeah, a woman living with her neat father and her brother. One day, her nephew and brother are kidnapped for ransom. She's got only 30 minutes to meet the demands of the kidnapper, so she decides to Leroy Jenkins and go in with a knife.
And a stone. A mysterious
And a stone. Mysterious stone.
Oh.
Ooh.
And time
I mean,
stop
the
powers.
guy who directed it. Yeah, the guy who directed it's got a pretty good resume. He did Bokurano storyboard, the second Kura movie Key Animation, directed Amnesia, directed Aquarian Age. You know, not bad shows.
Perfectly good,
should've,
acceptable shows.
She should have gone in
Yeah.
with Shaggy instead. Like, instead of the mysterious stone, take a mysterious stoner.
Mysterious stoner that beats up the ransomers or something.
Just based on the premise, this seems like the sort of story that would have been better as a movie than a series. It seems like it'd be a really
Yeah.
tight thriller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, I look at this cover art, and all I can think of is Paranoia Agent.
Yeah, yeah.
A little bit,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, next one. Grand Crest Senki. Looks like a sort of generic fantasy show.
That's what it sounds like from what I've heard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, remember how there was a
I mean,
few
again,
years where there
based on a
was.
light novel.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, remember there was a few years where we didn't have any fantasy anime, and now suddenly, later this decade, billions.
Billions and billions. Yeah. I don't know. It's, it's got Aniplex here in the U.S., which means it has a decent shot of hitting Adult Swim. So,
Yeah. Based on a light novel, probably not too much of substance.
yeah. Yep. Let's see. Darling in the Fran XX.
I'm curious
It's
about
done
this
by
one.
Trigger.
And I'm looking forward to it ever since this past summer when they were doing the Trigger tour to all these American conventions. They were pretty much hyping up Darling in the Frank's XS or Frank's or whatever. They were really hyping it up, even though it didn't have any footage at the time. And I pretty much give anything Trigger a shot because while some of it's like some of their shows are questionable, at least it like usually has a point. It goes somewhere, and the animation's quality.
Yeah, like sometimes worst case scenario, maybe you'll get a Kisniver. Best case scenario, maybe you'll get a Kill la Kill or a Little Witch Academia.
And worst case scenario, you might get a Kill la Kill.
I never got into Kill la Kill.
I hate Kill la Kill.
I love the animation style, but the show never grabbed me. You know,
I liked it, but it doesn't stick with me like something like Gurren Lagann did.
I almost dropped it like 3 times.
Gurren Lagann.
I love Gurren Lagann.
There's like 40 fucking shows on this list that we haven't touched yet.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Well,
Cardcaptor Sakura.
Yes.
Good.
I don't care what the show does now. I know I'm gonna love it because I love Sakura since I was like 15. I can't wait. I have
apparently
to make a
it is
confession.
about. Don't confuse it with Capture Card Sakura, which is about a young girl who falls in love with her anthropomorphized Elgato.
I knew you were gonna say Elgato. Somehow I knew that was what you were gonna say specifically.
I have to make a confession though. I feel like I can't watch this new series because I actually never finished the original back in the day.
Yes!
Like, I was watching it mainly through Anime Club back in the day, and I just stopped going to Anime Club before we finished.
I didn't care less about Cardcaptor Sakura. I was all about Tenchi Muyo.
I was all about this show as a teenager, and the only reason I haven't sat down and watched a new episode yet is because I want to have my special ramen while I do it, and I'm going grocery shopping later, so yeah.
Like, I feel like I could start it, because I technically know all the spoilers. I read up on the summaries, at least. But I feel like a fraud. I feel like a fraud starting it.
To be honest, I'll probably watch this just because I'm down for anything involving Clamp. So
Yeah.
How much is Clamp involved in this, though? I don't know.
Well, I can't imagine they wouldn't be.
Well,
Yeah.
they're starting a new manga version of this arc too, right? Is that
Yeah,
right?
it's already been translated.
yes, they are. They're the ones doing the manga
Viz.
of Clear Card.
Yeah, Viz has it again. Because Viz has everything.
Yeah, and it's been a while since Clamp really been in the fandom eye. I mean, they've always been there.
Tsubasa?
Yeah, but that was like almost a decade ago.
Symbolic was the last kind of period when they were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a couple of chapters of Tsubasa that came out like in 2016?
Yeah.
I didn't hear much.
Yeah,
We don't
but in
talk
terms
about
of like
those characters.
mainstream,
Like, cool.
Like
And
in
of
terms of
course-
everyone's cosplaying or talking about it, like back in the day.
I mean, they also
Who's
did the
the
character designs for
XX
Code
Holiday?
Geass, so...
yeah. Sorry, did you just say Code Geass? Because that's what I was about to say too.
Yeah, they did the character designs for that, which you can tell right away.
Oh yeah.
Moving on to Beatless, a story about white people.
Looks like a story about AI. It looks like a post-singularity universe, and that is all I need to sell me on a show.
Yeah, I'm down for this. I mean,
Yeah.
it looks like slightly goofy light novel sci-fi, so I will, at the very least, hate watch it.
And if nothing else, it's made by the same studio that does a couple of guilty pleasure shows of mine, Ikamusume and Aho Girl. So
I don't know why. I'm like
Confused with
staring.
Angry
Yahoo!
Girl.
I'm
From
like
the
staring
makers
at the
of Yahoo!
show.
So dumb.
I'm staring at the show in the middle of the season chart, and I feel like I'm not even looking at it. Like, it feels like it's so like generic that it is not even going through my brain processing.
right, the cover art is a little bit on the abstract
Sparse.
side, but maybe that's the point. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Dagashi Kashi 2 haven't seen actually.
It
Based
didn't.
on a quick click through, it looks like my kind of show.
The manga is really good. I haven't seen the anime.
Oh, good.
Maybe it will be good.
Added to my list. Yuru Camp Triangle.
Not
Delta?
Yuri enough, not camp enough. I'm out.
No.
Is this going to be a
It'll-
waifu Yuri type of show?
I don't
Just
know.
a moe like K-On! Type show.
It
Except they're
says
girls.
slice
Can't
of
be.
life comedy, which automatically gets it through my first pass filter. So
I'll give it 3 episodes.
and the it's got question mark episodes. So Sora Yorimo Toi Basho.
I've heard good things about
Madhouse.
this.
Reading the synopsis, I think I want to watch this.
Yeah.
It is a
Looks
Madhouse
interesting.
production.
It is Madhouse.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Plus, it's about like a weirdo girl in class, which appeals to me because I was
Hold-
the weirdo girl
Hold on a
in
second.
class.
Unitermo says Dakajikashi is the anime infomercial, and I don't know what that means.
Infomercial for sweets, Japanese sweets, because isn't
I
that
guess.
show about
So-
Japanese sweets?
So, or is it like an infomercial for something else? Like, Turbo, what was that one visual novel we ended up playing on the stream that was basically an infomercial for, I think it was Kyoto or Osaka?
Oh,
It's done by, it seemed like it was done by their tourist board or something.
Blue Text.
Yeah, Blue Text.
Welcome to Japan. I
There you
believe.
go. Japan School Life, I think it was.
Oh yeah, no, that's the one. Welcome to Japan
Yeah.
is a different one.
Which is, if I'm not mistaken, a Sekai Project production.
Probably.
Maybe.
I don't know. I like that they're going to Antarctica with it because, like, I honestly haven't seen that many shows that are involved with Antarctica.
I mean, Evangelion.
So
What are you talking about? Oh, this show, the Madhouse one. Yeah.
yeah. Well, yes, other than Evangelion, but I also would say that one is still not a lot.
Apparently, it's an advertisement for sweets. That's what it apparently is.
Okay.
Ito Junji collection. If you like Ito
I
Junji, this is going to be for
am
you.
nervous about this.
Mhm,
Because
same.
I like Junji. I love Junji Ito. He's probably the best horror writer come out of Japan. But Studio Dean likes to mess things up halfway through.
And I've already heard some troubling things based on first episode reviews.
Ruh-oh.
I mostly am just a fan of the manga because I enjoy his artwork, so I only really get into his work through manga and not really anything else.
Yeah, his style is so like delicate and
Sleepy.
like ethereal in some ways that it's hard to translate that into the sort of more solid lines needed to do anime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they did
So,
that.
is this
they
something
did
you
that
guys are gonna give a
Guillaume
shot
movie.
with, or-
Eh.
I'm probably not going to give it a shot. I'll just read
I'll
every
give
all
it
the
a
things.
shot, but because I love Ito that much. But
I'm waiting to hear what the second episode is like. I want to hear if the first episode is a fluke.
Let's see. Saiki Kusuo no Trident?
Sigh.
Not two?
Sigh, none.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
I don't know what it is, but that's just what everyone fucking pronounces it as. So I'll go with it.
Okay. we go with that.
I mean, it's shaky staff. It's gonna have
Nope, that's it.
Okay,
That's the
animation.
Psy, is what it is.
yeah.
It's a comedy supernatural school shonen.
Yep.
I always
Kid
like the
with
character
pink hair
designs.
in the middle
but,
is a
yeah.
psychic.
Yeah. I
Everyone
would
else
give
is
it a
an
shot. I would give it a shot just because the character designs are first of all, it's an all-male slice of life comedy, which I don't see a lot of. And so I'll give that a shot. But Hakata Tonkotsu Ramens.
Which is one of 2 ramen-based
I was
shows
about
this
to
season, I believe.
Yeah, there's 2 ramen-based shows. And it's got tonkotsu in it, which is delicious. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes, it is.
Tonkatsu is
My
pretty good.
favorite.
But the description of the show seems to have nothing to do with ramen or tonkotsu. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to give it a shot.
Killer of professional killers. Do they own a ramen shop at least?
Please let that be their cover, like the Vice Schwartz guys at their flower shop.
I
Yes.
know. This might be good, but honestly, looking at it, it's like just go and read Wallman instead.
I kind of wish it had another name because when I read Hakata Tonkatsu Ramens, I thought it was going to be a cute ramen comedy about some people who
Yes.
run a ramen shop.
Yes.
Or like Food Wars, but ramen.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. I would love that.
There's so many good
speaking
ramen
of-
premises for shows.
Since there's professional killers involved, possibly also literal wars.
I would love it if they took the same premise of this show but made it a comedy, kind of like how Full Metal Panic Fumofu. That I would be down with. Speaking of shows that there are multiple other shows of the same thing, guess what? It's another Boy Prodigy board game show. Ryo no Oshigoto.
Hikari no Oshigoto.
Kate S is very confused about something, and I don't know what. I don't know. Another shogi shoujo, another shogi shonen jumpy sort of show.
Yeah.
I don't know. The fact that he starts out as a shogi master sounds kind of boring. Like, I want to see like
Unless
the Hikaru
they do it
no
like
Go
One
style
Punch
story.
Man. Unless they do it like One Punch Man.
Oh yeah. How would you do a One Punch Man style show about shogi? Just win every game in one move?
He starts off with old shogi masters trying to combat him, trying to play against him, and then he has to start facing off against, I don't know, whatever the modern equivalent of Deep Blue is.
AlphaGo, but for shogi.
He's got to have a shogi match against one of these supercomputers, otherwise it's going to become Skynet. He's got to distract it with shogi.
I think I would watch this.
That I would watch, but I don't think that's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
Next up after that is Gintama, except it is the sword one and not the nerd one. So moving on.
Yep.
Morgan,
you'll know if you want to watch that show.
Toji no Miko. I like how it's a bunch of Miko running around with swords in the olden times. That sounds kind of cool to me.
and sounds like 4 million other shows that exist.
Yeah.
That's also true.
With the same character designs, yeah. I'm pretty sure I've seen that blonde girl before.
Yeah, like the girl in the front, I can think of like 3 different protagonists who look exactly like that and carry the same sword.
Hi, I'm
You know,
brown
maybe
hair
it's-
Tamodia.
Wait a minute, hold on. Who's the creator of this show? Let me see.
Like Ruby. It was like
What
Ruby
show
Rose
was?
from
Oh,
Ruby.
okay, this is apparently an original show, so it's
Well,
not
I
like a
wouldn't go
Ken
that far.
Akamatsu sort of thing.
So somebody had faith enough in this show to bring it straight to a studio, or
Mm.
come up with it straight at a studio.
I can
There's
already
no
sense it's
one.
going to have a lot of fan service, isn't it?
There's
I mean,
not
think
just
about
one,
it.
but there is 2 examples of standard European transfer student girl in the back of that poster.
And girl who looks
Gaku
like
and
boy.
Babysitters.
Right there in the front.
This looks adorable.
Yes,
it does.
babies.
Who made the manga that this was based off of? Because I'm getting like some serious Oran Host Club vibes off of this.
Yeah,
so you
actually,
got a-
now that I think about it.
guys
Source
are
of
like
manga.
Well,
Who made the manga? Who made the manga? Dun, 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 dun. Here we go. School babysitters. Hari Tokieno. Wait,
Not
what
a
is
name
she
I am
in?
familiar with.
Neither. No, but it looks so cute. And I love babies.
Not a lot.
I love anime babies.
And the early reviews for the first episode sound good. So if you want a very cute little slice of life show, this might be a good one to do for that.
Yeah. Killing Bites.
Eh.
Human animal hybrids. I don't know. Oh, it's got the etchy
Kimono
tag on
Friends on
it.
steroids.
It's got the
Oh, yeah.
etchy tag on it, and I don't think I like that.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I like how one of them's
Oh,
a honey
hold on a
badger
second.
now.
Kimono Friends, right? Hang on. So my brother apparently freehand drew this.
Aw, that's adorable.
He's getting
Nice.
quite good at drawing. Little munchkin. Oh, here's the other ramen show. Ramen Daisuke Koizumi-san.
I'm gonna watch it.
Which actually has to do with ramen.
I'm gonna watch it while I
Koizumi is
make
a
ramen
mysterious and attractive high school student, but what most people don't know about her is that she's a ramen master who's always on the lookout for great ramen restaurants.
oh, wait,
Sounds
I'm
like
pretty sure
life.
I've read this. I'm pretty sure it's actually pretty good.
It sounds like it's gonna be dumb and fun. Yeah.
Oh, it's based on a 4 coma. That passes it through my filter. There we go. Plan to watch. Done. Mitsubishi Colors. Already added it to my list.
I watched the first episode of this already, and I love it. It's like if you had 3 Yotsubas who want to protect the town, and they kind of have the Yonda is like the police guy, and just always kind of annoying him. And it's just everyone humors these girls like you would like 5-year-olds who say they want to be superheroes and go around protecting stuff, but it's just so cute. The first episode has a cat that they have to find, and it's just it's just so mellow and just what you want if you just want something sweet and on.
And I mean, Sentai believed in it enough to license it without even an episode airing yet. So
yeah, it looks like
there's gotta be something to it.
And the character designs look like the same guy who did that Strawberry Marshmallow show that I haven't watched, but I know the character designs like.
I wonder if that's the same guy.
Yeah,
let's find out.
Slow start. There's a lot of comedy anime this.
Yeah, this
season.
is a very slice of life season. It seems.
It's a great season for Victor. Let's see. That's a slow start.
I kind of
Machin.
No, he's not. He's done nothing other than this of note.
Oh, okay.
Basilisk.
It's more Basilisk.
Pocho. More Basilisk.
Who wanted more Basilisk? Like, who cared enough?
People, apparently.
I guess. Maybe it was just profitable enough.
Maybe I don't know. Like I don't know who's clamoring for more Basilisk. Like 10 years after the fact.
Daryl Surratt.
It's 10 years.
I'm gonna.
I missed whatever that was.
I'm gonna skip over the next two and go straight to Sanrio Danshi because apparently Sanrio gets another anime.
No, you are not skipping Hakume to Mikochi.
Okay, what's up with Hakume to Mikochi?
So fucking good.
Is it?
Tiny people doing tiny people things and being sweet with animals.
I love tiny people. I've always been a fan of like the Littles and the Borrowers as a kid, and I loved Ariadne. So yay! I didn't know this existed. Thank you. Yay.
Yeah, this is basically Japanese The Borrowers, except instead of people, all of their friends are literal animals.
I love it. I'm already adding it. I'm watching it.
Yep.
It is
Turbo, run the ship for a sec. I gotta go. I gotta pop out for just a sec. Okay.
Okay.
Uniterno in the chat is lamenting the lack of shonen at the expense of slice of life.
Alright, anyway, Sanrio Danshi, I guess. I have no idea what this is, but it's got a cute dog in it, so I'll probably watch it at some point.
It's boys who like Sanrio stuff. So like guys who like Cinema Roll, Hello Kitty, I think Miffy's one. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. That type of stuff.
There's a 12-episode ad for Sanrio product.
Yeah, it's pretty much advertisement for Sanrio.
Yeah, pretty much. And I've heard from the early reviews that it's much better than it has any right to be. Like, apparently it actually is well characterized and not just an advertisement.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point. It was the same way with Kimono Friends, like Nate said. That had no right to be as fun as it was.
Maybe I should go back and watch, because I was like, I watched the first episode. What the hell everyone talking about on Twitter? Fuck this. And then like people are like, no, it's legit good. Go back to it. I was like, I don't want to.
Oh, okay, well maybe I should listen to you instead then.
But okay. I don't know. But people like, I just kind of looked at clips of the last episode. I was like, I don't know how it got to this point, but I'm kind of interested. But at the same time, CG, weird, not a great CG.
Oh, is it a CG show?
Cell shaded.
No,
type
Kimono
of stuff.
Friends was.
Oh, Kimono Friends.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the Sanrio show.
Oh, no.
What about Kimono Friends? What?
You got sidetracked by Kimono Friends while you were gone.
Okay.
Okay, we can probably skip the next two as well, because the next two are a spin-off of Seven Deadly Sins, which we've already talked about, which looks like Seven Deadly Sins, but fan service-ier.
Yep.
And we can skip fourth season of Yowa Pedal, because if you don't know if you like Yowa Pedal by now, you're probably not going to be into it.
It's Initial D on bikes. No one cares.
It's Scott Rubin anime.
It's Scott Rubin on bikes, except it's good.
Oh, what? Don't do that, Sherva. Don't do that. I know you're just pushing my buttons, but you know that show. You know that show is special for me.
I will induct you into the Church of the Glory of Overrev.
Overrev is great. I'm not going to say that,
better
but
than
like
Initial D in every way. Moving on.
Yes, let's keep going.
The,
we might actually get
with
to
the
the
lady,
next
right?
15 minutes.
Yeah. Let's see. Takunomi looks great.
I definitely like the plot of it. I haven't tried it yet. But yeah, basically I need to just marathon first episodes all day tomorrow.
Yeah, like this is probably up my alley. I really like just what's his name? Beer and food with people talking shows.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like shows about like people who are over the age of 20. So yeah.
And this just barely clears that bar.
Yes.
Yep. Shows that aren't about high schoolers who can somehow, with a part-time job, afford an apartment in Tokyo.
Oh, full-time job. I can't even afford an apartment near Boston.
Next one's another sequel. Let's look at Mira no Kaikata.
AKA How to Keep a Mummy.
How to Keep a Mummy. Is that what that is?
Yes, this is the Mummy show.
Oh, the Mummy
Show. This is
Show.
going to be trash because look at his hair.
No, it's not. No, it's not. You take that back.
That is card game protagonist show hair.
Yeah.
It does have.
Well, to be
he does
fair,
have
Spike
cartoon protagonist
Spiegel
hair.
has the same hair.
You got me there.
Yeah.
He kind of looks like
25
he kind of looks like the protagonist of The World Ends with You, just without the hat.
Oh, Neku, yeah, a little bit.
Let's
But
see.
anyway, that's not
25
the
Sai
point.
no Joshikose.
No, don't go on yet. We haven't even talked about why the Mummy show is good.
Why is the Mummy Show good, Aaron?
Because it's so cute.
Okay.
Okay, we'll
Noted.
take it.
We'll take
Crunchy's
it.
got it, so go watch it on Crunchy, guys.
Seriously, if you have ever doubted that a mummy could be cute, you should watch the show because it is the cutest mummy.
I will
Well,
give it a try because it's on Crunchyroll and I pay $6 a month for something.
right. Let's see here. Did I already add it to my list? I did. Let's see.
genuinely don't
25
know why
Sai
I
no
subscribed to
Joshikose. That's what it is. This looks interesting. Oh, but it's got the
Yeah,
etchy
25
tag. Ooh.
25-year-old
Yeah.
25-year-old woman like pretending to be her school-age cousin and then starts dating the high school's history teacher who has seen through her cunning ruse. So, I don't know, 50-50 on how that's going to go.
I mean, it's not. There's nothing technically wrong with it apart from the impersonation.
It sounds like an excuse to have like schoolgirls looking all sexy, but they're of age, so you don't have to feel bad.
It's a second one.
700-year-old vampire show, basically.
Yeah, it's it. 700-year-old vampire show. Let's see.
It reminds me of manga like Hot Gimmick and stuff like that.
The premise sounds like trash. The show looks like trash. The people who make it are probably trash. But that's okay, because I'm trash.
Let's see. Hakyu Hoshin Engi.
This is the most 90s looking show ever, said someone
Holy
today.
shit, yes.
It does look pretty 90s.
Vintage.
Isn't Hoshin Engi a 90s thing? Is this based on like the existing Hoshin Engi, or is this a different thing?
I don't know.
Maybe. Let's do
My
it.
assumption is that it would
Any
be
of
based
those
on it.
things are.
I know there
it's
is
an
at least
adaptation.
one Hoshin Engi.
Oh, hold on. There's an alternate version that came out in the 90s.
Yep. If
It's
it's
a
that one,
reboot.
then yeah, that's why it looks like a 90s show.
Yep.
Okay, Idolish 7.
My time to
Idol-
shine.
Yes.
I
Go
love
ahead.
this. All right,
All right, Idol
Idolish
ladies,
7.
go forth.
So, what I love about Idolish 7, one, I love the character designs of it because they were done by Arina Tanimura, who's done Full Moon and other stuff. But what made it appeal to me is that, unlike most male idol shows where all the guys kind of look like palette swaps to each other, these have so much variety in their character designs and emotions and even heights that, you know, you could actually tell them apart. They don't look cookie cutter, and they're actually pretty, like, they have enough quirks that you kind of get them like them. Watch the first 2 episodes that came out like earlier last year. 3rd episode's up. I'm probably gonna watch it this season. I like it.
I watched the double length pilot as well, and it was quite enjoyable. It's definitely idol trash, but it is damn good idol trash.
I love the blonde one who's like you know how everyone has all the male idols has to have one that's not from Japan.
Yeah.
I love how he's all like, I love the ladies, I'm hot, but I also love magical girls. I want to have a bar in Akihabara.
And
All
he has,
right, so-
he's basically the same accent as Mari Ohara from Flap Sunshine.
It's oh my god, it's man of Mario Hara.
It is man Mari Ohara.
All right, so we've only got about 10 minutes left. Let's burn through the rest of these, as many of these as we can, as fast as we can.
Final
All right,
seven.
Dame X Prince Anime Caravan. What do we got? Yes, no.
It's another mobile Idol Boys game, kind of.
Another
Dojinshi
mobile
farm.
Audible is game.
It's a Dojinshi farm.
Dojinshi Farm. Got it. Reverse harem. is what it
The
is.
only thing I know about this show is somebody posted a screenshot on Twitter. Apparently, the eye catches are like a Who's That Pokemon style thing where they do like a cutout of what looks like a Pokemon over like a bare chest and then reveal which guy it is.
Oh,
Holy
Jesus.
fuck, I am double in. I need my homeboys.
All right, next we've got Hataraku Onisan. It's got animals being people. I'm in.
Yes.
Yep, I'm in. And it's
Yeah.
and it's starring a Russian blue, so I'm double in.
Yes.
Yep.
And they all appear to be over 20. I'm triple in. This is good.
Oh man.
Perfect.
It looks
Yeah,
kind of like
color,
Night in the
yeah.
Woodsy, but happier.
I
The
like
next
it.
is-
Yep.
The next is Hug TTO Pre-Cure, which is presumably Pre-Cure something. But that
Hug
is
Pre-
possibly the most visually noisy fucking thing I have
Yes!
ever seen.
You've never seen
Yep.
Precure before, then, have you?
This looks like someone spilled a paint palette into white noise.
Oh
Did I
my
not
god.
just say
And
welcome
it's
to
so
Pre-Cure?
colors.
Colorful.
There's
Speaking of so
colours here that
colours-
I've never seen before.
You just haven't
of
seen
so-
Precure yet, sure, but this is nothing new.
Yep. this
God
is
willing,
Precure.
that will continue.
Although there is one thing that is interesting about this Precure to note that is different from other Precures. The director will apparently be Junichi Sato, who directed the original Sailor Moon.
Ooh.
Oh, God.
Ooh. I'm in.
I might
And also
give
many
the
other things like Fruits
reviews
Basket.
that-
I think I
might
have to
give
be
the
in.
Or no, wait, that's
reviews
Akutaro
that
Daichi.
Right, a chance.
Crap, I think I have to be in now.
All right.
And I never finished
Kaiju
a
Girls.
Precure.
Looks dumb enough for me to think it's funny.
Yep. Same.
Straight up.
I don't know anything about this, but are
I didn't
the
even know
girls
there was a first
kaijus,
season.
or are they just really into kaijus?
I think
I
they
think they
are
are
kaijus.
They're like Moe kaijus.
The answer didn't
I'm
matter.
in.
I was watching it anyway because it said kaiju.
Yep. GD
GD
Men.
Men.
I am
It's
not
something
watching
all
this. It
women
looks
have
like
said
it's
in
animated in Miku Miku
2017.
Dance.
It's
Yeah.
based on like it's from the same people who did Good Good Fairies. So
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is Good Good Men. So
If I knew what
expect-
that was, I'm sure that'd be something.
It's
Oh.
kind of Pop Team Epic-ish.
Yes, because
A little bit.
basically Good Good Fairies was kind of like that, and this is gonna be that with guys now, basically.
Mame Neko.
Mame
It's
Neko,
about a
yes.
cat. I'll give it a shot.
I like cats.
About a cat
Yeah,
groans, the
it's a
30-year-old
body.
office lady. Her extended family includes an otaku and a Shiba Inu, so... Yeah.
Yep, it got me.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Not just a Shiba Inu. A Shiba Inu that thinks it's a cat.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Ooh,
yeah, yep,
that's
yep.
like
All
triple
good.
points right there. 50 points.
Inazuma Delivery Dogyosha Attack Hen. It's got the word attack hen in the title.
It's about
I'm
fighting
in.
chickens.
No
in.
synopsis. Let's just make up one. There's a delivery guy. It's a penguin. They get in crashes. The end.
Excellent.
That sounds great. Let's do it.
Okay.
Ice Road Trucker plus anime plus attack chickens. Let's go.
And here is all the continuings. One Piece, something or other no Yome that I'm not going to try and pronounce fast. Dragon Ball Super, Boruto, Naruto, Next Generation, Black Clover, Detective Conan, Three Gatsu
Detective
no
Conan
Lion,
is
second
still
season Crown,
going.
Shin-Chan,
Yep.
shut up, Victor.
Yeah.
Garo Vanishing Line, Amatsu-san second season, Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains, Aggressive Ritsuko. Actually, I think
Awesome.
that looks up Victor's alley.
That is a
Monster
Yes, it
Hunter
is.
Stories,
It
Atsuko
is.
Stars, another pre-cure that is just
It's
noise.
probably ending right
Garbage.
before the other one.
Classic Aloyd, Saze-san, Idle Time Prepara,
Prepara.
which sounds like a disease. Beyblade Burst God, which sounds like
I'm
what
hurt.
happens to teenagers. Card Fight Vanguard, Cowpoo, oh my...
Don't even try,
Cow, Ying Zhong, but it does not look good.
I will say
Bonobo,
this.
which is a powder chimp that fucks everything. Or a Tacha, I think. Yokai Ningen, which looks fan servicey and slightly inappropriate. Future Card Buddy Fight Batsu, which is an amazing name for what is probably a children's show. Duel Masters, which I know Victor's brother likes. Time Bakan.
No, he doesn't.
I'm not going to pronounce.
He doesn't
like
Duel Masters. All right, hang on. Shima Kosaka no Eija Shinsekiden is more a documentary animated than it is an anime.
Okay,
so,
you should watch that then. And also it says cars on it, so I'm down.
Yeah.
Can we go again?
Yeah.
Shonen Ishime Go Go Koma-chan 2.
Nobody cares.
Nobody
you
cares.
forgot about really fairy Liu Maho no Kagami.
No.
No, I didn't forget about it. That's the one where I said there's a girl with pink hair on it.
There you go.
Yodel no Honor, Land Mao, Dappies, which sounds like something you get for a child. Asano Yo Kaishin.
Okay,
That's a
Churba, stop.
for
Stop.
Dappies there.
There is, suffice it to say, there are a
there's
lot
like
of
still 40
shows.
more.
Oh my
No,
god.
there are. We're not going through. There are a lot of shows that are still continuing. In which case, if you're watching them, good for you. If you're not, probably also good for
It
you.
looks like all the rest are like just flash animations.
Yeah, basically.
Also,
All right.
the
So
ONAs
hold on.
are
We're gonna
probably
close
worth-
out the show, Churbs. We're
Oh, we
closing
have
it
one
out.
last
Sec.
major show to mention, by the way.
All right, go ahead.
Give me 30 seconds to do the 6.
Fine.
Okay. For original Netflix animation coming soon, Devilman Crybaby is already
This
out.
deserves
Worth
its own
watching.
show
Go
to
do it.
talk about it, probably.
A lot of people talked
We
about
might.
it. I need to watch it.
Sword Guy, the animation looks kind of generic, but give it a chance. Be the Beginning, I have no idea, but it's sci-fi, so if you're into sci-fi, do it. Aiko Incarnation, more sci-fi, so if you're into sci-fi, do it. D Matsu-san, if you like D Matsu-san, the manga, you will like this, go watch it. And then there is a thing with adorable foxes and raccoons, so I'm down.
Right.
Cool.
Everybody's leaving our
Okay.
stream.
Tanuki Tsune. Bye guys, now we're finishing up.
Yeah, now we're finishing the show. All right, folks. So, oh, wow, we are running pretty close to the wire here. All right, folks. Well, that is the anime that's coming out this season, and some of the stuff that's continuing due to Churba's rapid fire round. You heard our recommendations based on little to no experience. It is up to you to decide what you waste your time on.
I see that.
So with that-
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, it seems that Uniterno is grateful to what we just did, so we helped at least one person choose stuff to watch this season.
At least one.
Excellent.
At least
We have done a horrible crime for which we must repent. We are sorry.
we must repent. Repent. Genuflect, genuflect, genuflect. So, with that in mind, before we close out the show, I feel it's absolutely important to thank the people what for making this show possible. Yes, the people what for throwing a little bit of money into the hat each month to help this channel chooch. So with that, I gotta thank Dexter Calder, Geek Nights Podcast, Rochelle Mantanona, Rin Senpai, Funeral Cleavage, Zara Gorgian, Brendan Brothers, Gina Moreno, Pinham Citizen, George Davison, Ethan Fryer, and Yaddle, for their wonderful support each month. If you like this channel and you like what we do and you want to keep on top of it, then I suggest you subscribe and hit that little bell icon if you want to be annoyed by us at least twice a week. With that, thank you to Aaron, whose channel you should definitely check out. Viga, whose channel you should definitely check out. Nate, you don't do YouTube, do you?
No, I just moderate our anime on Reddit.
All right, well, get on our anime and
He is
follow
underselling
Nathan.
himself now.
That's a big job. Like, damn.
Yeah, that's a big
Yeah.
deal. That's a big deal.
He is very
Follow Nathan on Twitter
of our
at
anime.
Naito. Yeah. And Churba is permanently available at your service at Churba on Twitter. So
It's true. I don't actually sleep.
he doesn't. He doesn't. It's a combination of being Australian and a journalist. So
I have cryptic
Anyways,
sleep disorders.
so-
It's great.
anyways, thank you to all of you, and you will catch us next week on Tuesday, where we're gonna give playing the Pigeon Dating Simulator one more time. We're gonna give that another shot since killed the Internet Connect last week. With that, thank you everybody for coming on, and good night.
Good night.
Bye.
All right.
Bye, everyone.
I don't know what